Can you see? Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Can you hear us now?
Ji Wasif Sahab, you're audible.
Ji, thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a corporate briefing session for Mirpurkhas Sugar Mills Limited. We would like to first start our presentation with our founder, Mr. Ghulam Farooq, who has founded this group. These are the honors that have been conferred upon him over his lifetime, and he has been an instrumental person and a highly regarded industrialist at the time, and he spearheaded development of Pakistan industry and laid the foundation of various countries' industrialization. And next is our group structure, in which there are different companies of the group, which includes Chirag Cement, Chirag Packaging, Greece Pakistan, Zensoft, Unicol, Mirpurkhas Sugar, and the holding company Farooq Private Limited. These are the values that the group has defined as the way of working. These have been instituted all across the group companies, including Mirpurkhas Sugar, which we feel that the quality, respect, fairness, and ownership are the ways to move forward. This is reflected in our production. This is reflected in our employment. This is reflected in our quality of the products. Our geographical presence. This is the
recording in progress.
This is the group-wide presence of GFG, where Ghulam Farooq various offices. Mirpurkhas Sugar Mills Limited has its factories at Mirpurkhas, whereas the head office is in Karachi, and its sales teams are sitting in Karachi as well as in Lahore. The journey of the company starting from 1965 to 2025. We have highlighted that the company started its critical journey as a listed company of a sugar production with just a capacity of 1500 TCD. Whereas over the period of time, the plant capacity has been increased, and now it has a installed capacity of 12,500 TCD. The actual question depends upon how is this availability of sugarcane and what can be crushed within the surrounding and the operational areas of the mill. Other important critical things on the way were the installation of effluent treatment plant, with the company successfully done in 1919 and 20. After that, we also started participating in various corporate records, and for the last many years, Mirpurkhas in its own category has been being awarded as the top listed company in the sugar sector, highlighting most of the disclosures that are required under the corporate governance and as required under the various accounting standards. The significant development and changes during the year which has been presented is the company's highest Sakuros recovery was 10.73. During the year 23-24, the company contributed about 1.5 billion rupees to the national exchequer in form of duties and taxes. Apart from the sugar, the company also produced paper 31,968 metric tons during the year. During the company also secured first position for the annual Best Corporate Award. The company has issued 42.957% right share during the year, securing an amount of rupees 500 million. Now the financial highlights. I would request Mr. Junaid to carry over this and present you the financial highlights for the year 2024.
So, good morning, everyone. And going forward with the financial data, this is the comparison of the September 23 versus September 24. And there is a significant increase in the cane crushed versus the last year, and the recovery is also much better at 10.55 versus 10.73, and we were able to produce more sugar because of the more crushing. Going down, we have the financial highlights, which we have achieved the highest ever turnover during the year, which is 11.96 billion, and the bottom line was a huge loss that has been attributed to various factors, which includes a significantly higher cane cost, and secondly, the significant higher financial cost that remained around 22% throughout the year. that contributed to the loss for the year. And the third is the share of loss from the associate company. So going down, we have the industry data for sugarcane crushing and production. So there is a slight increase in the sugarcane crushing, production and consumption if we talk about the sugar industry of Pakistan, whereas overall there is a slight decrease in the recovery. Coming on to the Mirpurkhas Sugar Mill Limited, as I already highlighted, so there is an increase of 9.5% in the sugarcane crushing, whereas company produced 11.42% more sugar and achieved a better recovery against the industry average of 10%. We achieved 10.73%. Regarding the paper mill, we were able to produce 31,968 metric tons of paper, and this was the first full year of operations for the paper division. Following is this is the segmental view of the turnover of sugar division and paper division. So as compared to 2023, the paper division share is increased to 33% as against 24% in the overall turnover of the company. This is the P&L for the 2024 September, and as I already mentioned, here there were three main factors: the increase in the cane cost, which was 323 rupees last year versus 475 rupees this year. The second one is the significantly high finance cost, and the third key reason is the share of loss from associate that contributed to the bottom line loss of the company. These are the highlights of the balance sheet. Coming on to the key ratios, these are the profitability and performance indicators. And again, because of the loss, there is a negative net profit. However, in terms of the liquidity ratios, we were able to maintain and rather improve the quick and asset test ratio despite the challenging situations. Coming on to the first quarter, December 24 versus December 23, since their start of the season, there were challenges of lower recovery and availability of sugarcane. So we were able to crush less than the last year first quarter, and there was a 39% decline in the crushing that led to the lower sugar production, and consequently there is a decrease in recovery as well. Regarding the paper and board division, we were able to achieve a 36% increase in the production and 42% increase in the sale in terms of quantity. These are the key highlights, profit and loss for the first quarter. There is a, I would say, a very small loss, the 59 million, and overall we were able to achieve the desired targets. In fact, we were more than the December 31st, 2023 in terms of turnover, and lesser loss than the last year first quarter. These are the highlights for the balance sheet, and this takes us towards the end of the presentation, and I would hand over the charge to Ms. Sana for taking us forward through this session.
Hey, thank you, Asif Saab and Junaid Saab, for the presentation. With that, we now open forum for the Q&A session. Just a reminder, if you have any questions, you may raise your hand and we shall unmute you so that you can ask directly. Or you can also type your question in the chat box and I will read it out to the management for their response. So we do have a couple of questions in the chat box. To begin with, the first question is, what is the power mix of the company?
The power mix of the company is producing its energy from bagasse and then all the green energy sources. So it has the generation system that enables it to produce energy during the season as well as off season from the procurement of bagasse. As far as if during the off season the availability is not there and during the maintenance, apart from that the solar system is there and diesel generator is used, but that only contributes about 15 to 20% of the total energy mix if you consider it as a total energy cost of the but the majority comes from the bagasse power.
Right. So the second question is about your paper and board division. So the question is, please advise when can we expect paper and board division to be profitable?
See, this is as you have seen the results of the last year and especially the first quarter, that the market is improving as far as the quantitative side is concerned. Sales teams, both West and Center and South, are very aggressive in the marketing of our product. There has been a lot of research that has been done in our product and developed various varieties for the same. The company has also recently exported a very small quantity of paper to Middle East, and we hope that it will contribute more to the company in the coming days. Regarding that, the company has and the management is making its full efforts to take it to a level where we can achieve our equilibrium regarding the cost and recover all the costs. We hope that the decrease in the financial charges would play a pivotal role in the coming days as the overall cost of borrowing, apart from that, this is a credit business in which the credit as well as the borrowing will bring down the financial charges. And we are hopeful that in near future, the evolving strategies and the change in market dynamics would help the company to overcome its losses, and soon it will be in the profitability. In addition to that, the company has also recently announced putting up a pulp project. The pulp project is being put into place. It takes about a year in time to get it imported and put it on the ground and became operational. So this is about like replacing the imported component by nearly 60 to 70%. This will help the company in reducing cost. The pulp will be produced from the wheat byproduct. So this is a key factor apart for the production cost, which we feel that is going to come down. One additional thing that we anticipate going forward as the company is concluding its crushing season for the current year, the prices of bagasse due to shortage of cane has significantly went higher. So this is one of the areas which feel that the prices of power will go up in the current operational year because of the high value of the bagasse.
Okay, so we have two raised hands. So Mr. Mukeet, we have unmuted you. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Well,
So, sir, I have few questions related to sugar segment. Sugar segment में एक तो थोड़ा सा current dynamics बता दें कि आप लोगों की शुगर केन की जो प्रोक्योरिंग थी वो किस रेट से स्टार्ट हुई थी और करंटली क्या है और आप एवरेज कितना एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं इस सीज़न में. सेकंड इज़ कि ये वाला जो आपका सीज़न है आप कब एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि ये ख़त्म होगा. एंड थर्ड इज़ शुगर प्राइसेस करंटली क्या है और उस पर क्या व्यू है आपका, कहाँ पे जाके सेटल होंगे given the anticipated shortage by few people in the industry. Thank you.
Number we'll start with it. As there have been couple of mills that started the season, whereas most of majority of the mills जो हैं जो थी उन्होंने तकरीबन 21 तारीख को season start किया. Initially they were estimate kg cane जो है वो higher side पर होगा, लेकिन because of the water shortages and extended summer, केन की yield जो आई वो बहुत ही लोअर साइड पे आई, जिसके रिजल्ट्स के इम्पैक्ट या क्रशिंग का इम्पैक्ट जो है वो आपको नजर आता है शुगर केन की पहले क्वार्टर की क्रशिंग से. जहां तक केन क्रशिंग की सीजन के एंड का ताल्लुक है, वो इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड कि एंड ऑफ फेब और मे बी few days in the March this would end, as we talk about the mills in Sindh or maybe south or center. So this is where the season is going to end. As far as जो आपने prices का पूछा है, देखें prices are always a reflection of the market. So supply and demand का जहाँ पर pull create होता है, that is already in place. The season जो start हुआ था वो it was about like the prices were in the range of 122 120 to 122 rupees, whereas as of we speak, it is about 140 to 42 rupees. We expect that it will go higher, but up to what point we don't know. And the company continue to monitor the position, and it will sell off its production based on its market analysis and conditions. So this is how we feel about the prices.
सर शुगर केन का भी बता दें प्लीज, कहाँ से प्रोक्योरिंग स्टार्ट की थी, करंटली किया, और एवरेज आप कितनी एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं अपनी फॉर द एंटायर सीजन?
देखिए सर, प्रोक्योरमेंट जो है वो तो स्टार्ट हुई थी हमारी, जो कि हमने रिपोर्ट किया है 425 रुपीज से, जो कि एक रेट जनरली सिंध के अंदर, ऑल्दो देयर वाज नो नोटिफिकेशन, बट कंसीडरिंग द डिमांड एंड सप्लाई एंड टू कीप a healthy competition among the sugar mills, it was the rate. As we speak today, the rates are well above 600 rupees. The company is managing its cane from local gates as well as outside its operational areas. So we expect that the prices are going to be higher than 425 there. But where it's going to end is too early to say that, because still there are some days left to the season. But it is going to be on the higher side. Please note that apart from the prices of the sugar cane, one of the key factors जो कि determine करते हैं price of the sugar is the recovery. There has been a significant decline in the recovery all across Sindh as well as all across Pakistan. So considering the price of the sugar cane is not the only factor that would determine the cost, the recovery of the sugar cane will also determine the cost of the sugar. So these are the two factors that will be watched out.
राइट सर. अच्छा सर, वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन. एज यू मेंशनड कि शुगर केन की प्राइसेस 600 अबव चली गई है. एज पर माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग शुगर केन प्राइसेस अगर 450 ऐसे अबव जाएं और आपकी प्राइसेस शुगर की 135 140 रहे, तो you may not be able to make a good profit. तो are you procuring sugar cane at 600 considering price इतनी है, या are you procuring in an anticipation के sugar price will increase और आप लोग जो sugar cane महंगी खरीदेंगे उस पर profit करेंगे going forward? आप लोगों की क्या strategy है currently?
देखिए मुकीम साहब, इसमें होता ही है कि कंपनी का एक बजट होता है, एवरेज प्राइस वो अपने जहन में रख के चलती है कि हमारा सीजन का एवरेज इतना होगा, नंबर वन. नंबर टू, उसकी एक मिनिमम प्रोडक्शन रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. नंबर तीन, उसकी एक मिनिमम फेस कॉस्ट के स्प्रेड की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. नंबर फोर, वो अपने एक ऑपरेशनल साइड को एक मिनिमम प्रोडक्शन लेवल पर लेकर आती है. सो व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इज नॉट अबाउट कि आज गन्ना 425 का है या आज कल गन्ना 600 का है. तो कंपनी अपने वर्क डायनेमिक्स निकालती है, क्योंकि इन तमाम सब चीजों को देखकर वो एक कैपिटल प्राइस को अचीव करती है. We have been telling all the shareholders and what people who are a shareholder for a longer time know that very well. कि चीनी बनाई जाती है एक certain number of months के अंदर, where it is being sold over a period of 12 months. So during the season, हमेशा prices are, they improve, but they are on the lower side. But as the sugar production crystallizes, the number crystallize होते हैं. Moving ahead, the management also anticipates that the prices are going to improve further as overall there is a shortage anticipated in the market.
चले, all right sir. Sir, I have questions but I will ask later if I get the opportunity. Thank you.
So maybe we move to the next one.
Right, we have another raised hand by Abdul Wahab. Abdul Wahab, please go ahead. जी Abdul Wahab, you're on mute.
You can't hear anything.
ठीक है. Okay. Suleiman Mania, please go ahead.
जी, अस्सलाम वालेकुम. थैंक यू फॉर दैट. सर, सबसे पहले तो मुझे ये पूछना था कि आप लोगों की अगर इफ यू कैन जस्ट शेयर योर एवरेज प्राइस ऑफ शुगर केन which until right now, या फरवरी के मिड तक, what is the average price of sugar cane for you guys?
Suleiman, actually the price of sugar cane, since it is an information that is yet to crystallize, so what I have told you that we are somewhere between 440 to 450 at the moment as we operate. I have this is not something, because there are a lot of crushing going on. We need to pay a lot of bills. So as far as till the cost is not finalized, so with respect to the closure of the season, then we will be able to crystallize the cost. So this is
Sure, sir.
a rough part of the figure.
ठीक है सर मुझे ये पूछना था कि ये जो आपका जो पेपर डिवीजन है आई वाज चेकिंग कि द प्रोडक्शन ऑन दिस इज अराउंड जो करंट है वो तकरीबन 96 टन पर डे के ऊपर प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है तो व्हाई इज दिस सच अ स्मॉल नंबर और उसके अलावा जो है लास्ट ईयर मतलब कि जो अभी आपके रिजल्ट्स आए हैं यहाँ पे तो ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट हैज एक्चुअली फर्दर गॉन डाउन हाउएवर you have a huge advantage with regards to in the cost of production because of cheaper power. अगर आप एवरेज पावर कॉस्ट देखें सेंचुरी की बुल्ले शाह की तो वो रफली लाइक 40 रुपीज से ऊपर की रफली जो वो कोट करते हैं 38 to 40 रुपीज के करीब होती है पर किलोवाट आवर बट यू हैव अ ह्यूज एडवांटेज एज वेल सो ऑब्वियसली आपकी प्रोडक्शन उस तरह के लेवल की नहीं पहुंची बट आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आपकी ऑपरेटिंग मार्जिन इतना ज्यादा कम क्यों हो गया एंड व्हाई आर यू सेलिंग द प्रोडक्ट एट सच अ लो प्राइस बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली हमने लास्ट 4-5 इयर्स में सीखा है कि जो भी पेनिट्रेटिव प्राइसिंग की जिस भी कंपनी ने कोशिश की थी वो कंपनी इफेक्टिवली बैंकरप्ट हो गई हमारी लोकल स्पेस में अगर आप देखें तो सो व्हाई इज देयर अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ट्राइंग टू गो फॉर सेल्स एंड देन जस्ट ट्राइंग टू रिड्यूस द प्राइस फर्दर वेयर आगे आपको बढ़ाने के लिए भी मुश्किल होगी और आपकी मार्जिन्स भी नहीं सस्टेन हो सकते व्हाट्स द स्ट्रेटजी फॉर दैट
Thank you, Suleiman, for asking the question on the paper side. अच्छा इसमें मैं आपको बात बताऊं दो चीजें देखें व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इज दैट कि पेपर के अंदर मुख्तलिफ प्रोडक्ट्स होती हैं जिसमें फ्लोटिंग है लाइनर है टेस्ट लाइनर है वाइट टेस्ट लाइनर है तो जो सबसे ज्यादा जो बॉक्स मेकिंग में लगता है ना वो लगता है फ्लोटिंग पेपर अच्छा नंबर वन नंबर टू फ्लोटिंग जो होता है is the cheapest product you go out in the market. So like if I have to produce 100 tons, so it would be a simple dynamic कि मेरे पास 65 टन से 70 टन फ्लोटिंग बनेगा और बाकी then we take on adding the product. This is how a box is being made. So initially if you are making a comparison to what we have initially and then what, so basically it's not about getting the prices down, it's about the price of the product is going down because we have started producing floating as well. And the sale price of the footing is on the lower side, number one. Number two is that it's not about penetration pricing. The market has to improve. Overall segment of the paper as well as the industry packaging requirement has what we feel that is not picking up. It has improved a bit, but as soon as it will improve, we will also try to get more volume to it. As you can see that it's not about आपने एक सवाल पूछा कि 90 टन की प्रोडक्शन है तो 90 टन की प्रोडक्शन जो है वो बेस्ड ऑन दी मार्केट रिक्वायरमेंट है इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट वी आर प्रोड्यूसिंग 90 टन a day we can sell a lot more but we don't want to sell it at by making our prices much lower as you will really see that there are a lot of there's a huge unorganized sector that is operating in paper industry out of Punjab and out of Sindh as well. So we are competing with people in an unorganized sector where there is a significant tax evasion. So considering the fact that we have to work with a certain number of exporters, with a certain number of national level players, so this is where eventually we have to grow, and eventually we have to compete with them along with the companies like as you have mentioned, Bulle Shah. Just to mention that we and Century are not the competitors because they make very different product as compared to us. They made board, we make paper, so we are not competitors and our cost comparison cannot be made. फिर आपने एक सवाल किया मुझसे पावर का. Please note that power is one of the component, is not all the component. The price of raw material has significantly changed. It has increased a lot over the past compared to the last year. Secondly, other than that, other key chemicals, starch, the prices have gone significantly higher. So by pointing out that the cheaper product is there, is not like that. See, one of the key reasons that we can reduce our cost is the area by putting up import के component को हम replace करें, which we feel that import के component को replace कैसे करेंगे कि आप wheat की pulping करें, wheat straw की. So that is the reason the company, after going through a lot of research, without compromising the quality of the paper it will produce, it will put up a pulping project. So that will improve the cost and it will ensure that the company will come into green from the end. I hope I have answered the question.
वासिफ साहब हिस्टोरिकली अगर पल्पिंग को देखें तो फारूकी पल्प मिल्स भी अगर आपको याद होगा कुछ टाइम बहुत टाइम पहले उसने कोशिश की थी पल्प करने की, बट दे दैट वाज अ टोटल फेलियर राइट, एंड दे लॉस्ट अ लॉट ऑफ मनी ऑन दैट. सो आई जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि 500 मिलियन रुपए कोई ज्यादा बड़ा नंबर नहीं है, तो इस तरीके से इसमें इतने पैसे आप डाल रहे हैं, कल सुबह ये फेल हो सकता है, या तो फिर आई मीन व्हाट इज द व्हाट इज. जी
सलमान साहब, थोड़ा सा शायद आपको ये पता नहीं हो कि फारूकी पल्प मिल was not designed for wheat pulp, it was designed on wood pulp. Wood is a scarce commodity in Pakistan. That is the reason. For your information, क्योंकि आपने सेंचुरी और बुल्ले शाह का रेफरेंस दिया है, both the company have big pulping units that is improving and helping their reducing their cost. And it is not something new that we are doing. It is most of the white paper mills in Pakistan, including Bulle Shah, and most of the card mills, board mills, including Century, they have a pulping unit. So we are not trying to do anything. We are trying to just reduce the cost because the plant is there. Mirpurkhas has an advantage of being in the rural area, and it can, and Mirpurkhas is a wheat producing division along with Sangar. So we have we have an advantage of producing low cost.
इसके अंदर सर आपका बेनिफिट कितना होगा रफली, व्हाट इज द मार्जिन एक्सपेंशन, या तो फिर व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट यू आर टारगेटिंग?
Sir, we hope that we will produce the product in such a way that our quality is not compromised. Because this will not 100% replace the imported component, but to some extent, to about 50 to 60%, it will reduce the cost of our existing product. So that will help improve the company in coming out of the. There are two aspects to it. It's not about there are two things. Turnover भी बढ़ना है और profitability भी आनी है. So first of all, we need to come up with the solution that reduces the cost. Or even if there is existing volume, we should be at a break-even level without any cash losses to the company. So this is the first target. And apart from that, as you can see, कि हमारे पास first quarter की जो production है, is about 12,000 ton, 12,000 साढ़े 12,000 ton हमने माल बेचा है. We expect that we are going to continue on the same progressive path जो कंपनी ने बजट प्रपोज किया हुआ है. इंशाल्लाह ताला हम उसके ऊपर चलते रहें तो we will be in the green इंशाल्लाह ताला once the project is installed.
फैंटास्टिक सर, मेरे दो लास्ट क्वेश्चंस हैं. अगर आप अपनी बैलेंस शीट को खोलें तो लास्ट ईयर आपने 2.2 बिलियन का रफली लॉस किया है, ठीक है, बट व्हाट आई सी इज कि आपकी जो इक्विटी की पोजीशन है वो तकरीबन सिमिलर ही है लास्ट ईयर से. सो ये कोई रीवैल्यूएशन गेन आपने बुक किया है या क्या किया है? आई मीन कैन यू एक्सप्लेन दैट प्लीज?
इक्विटी की पोजीशन सिमिलर नहीं है सर, इक्विटी भी तो डाउन हुई है बिकॉज़ ऑफ द लॉसेस.
नहीं, आप अपनी वो देखें ना सर, आप अपनी बैलेंस शीट को देखें सितंबर 2024 की और सॉरी उससे पिछले वाले साल की देखें. इफ यू कैन यू ओपन दैट प्लीज?
सितंबर 23 वर्सेस सितंबर 24 की बात कर रहे हैं आप?
जी जी.
तो देखा ना, इसमें इक्विटी में 4 बिलियन थी टोटल, तो वो 2.4 बिलियन हो गई 2024 में.
बट वो एग्जैक्ट उस नंबर से नहीं हुई. तो मेरा सवाल पूछना एक पॉइंट ये था कि क्योंकि क्वार्टरली नंबर्स आए हुए हैं तो आपको पता है उसमें ब्रेकअप्स नहीं होते, तो उसके अंदर कुछ कोई जमीन की या कोई इसकी रिवैल्यूएशन भी करी है आपने?
कुछ नहीं है सलमान साहब, कुछ नहीं. व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड इज दैट यूनिकॉल का जो लॉस है वो इक्विटी के थ्रू रूट नहीं होता है, वो उसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट के थ्रू रूट होता है. So that is the reason you are trying to make a difference.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Last sir, जो मैं जी सॉरी गो ऑन सर.
मैंने कहा आपने कहा था दो सवाल हैं, तो
लास्ट क्वेश्चन सर ये है कि मैं ये देख रहा था कि आपका your total outstanding debt is significant because basically you are funding long term projects through short term lending, right? So that obviously is a risky strategy, and we have seen that turn around completely over the last like 2.5 3 years. So is there a possibility of you actually going for long term debt, या तो फिर further equity raising होगी to beef up the capital of the company?
सलमान सर, एक तो बात ये देखें कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी आर नॉट फंडिंग एनी शॉर्ट टर्म लॉन्ग टर्म फ्रॉम द शॉर्ट टर्म. जस्ट टू क्लैरिफाई, देखिए द कंपनी हैज मेड अ लॉस. ऑल द लॉस फ्रॉम द
नहीं सर, मैं देखें बेसिकली मेरा सवाल ये है, आपके जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं वो सब लॉन्ग टर्म है, जैसे पेपर.
सलमान, लेट मी फिनिश. ओके, आई गेट. देखिए द कंपनी ने, चाहे इट इज शुगर और पेपर, इट हैज अ लॉस. Where the loss goes, जाहिर बात है कि it stresses the company's short-term working capital requirement. We believe that, as we have mentioned that, and we have also briefed during the meeting, that this is the year that sugar operation we expect it to be much on a better side. Apart from that, हमने पहले क्वार्टर के अंदर अगर आप इंडिविजुअल ऑपरेशंस को देखें तो हमने शुगर में प्रॉफिट किया है. The reason behind is that we have exported about 6,000-7,000 tons of sugar. So that is from the sugar side. Apart from that, when you come to the paper side, so one of the key things that we would like to highlight again is कि हमने एक टारगेट अपना बनाया, एक बजट बनाया और उसके हिसाब से हम चीजों को और सेल्स को और अपनी कॉस्ट को लेकर चल रहे हैं. So we expect that this is going to be on a positive side. Apart from that, the company does not intend to raise any capital from the shareholders at the moment. We intend to acquire a long-term loan. And apart from that, if there is any cash flow required, the company has enough investments in its hands to sell off in the market if required for the project. So this is.
Thank you, sir.
Any next question?
Right. We do have another raised hand. Akil Abdul Razak sir, please go ahead.
अस्सलाम सर, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन शुगर से रिलेटेड है और बाकी जो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है वो पेपर के रिलेटेड है. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये है कि आपके साथ यूनिकॉल के अंदर में मेहरान शुगर भी है और फरहान शुगर भी है. अगर मेहरान शुगर की आप अर्निंग्स देखें क्वार्टर के अंदर में भी तो उनकी काफ़ी इंप्रेसिव परफॉर्मेंस है देखा जाए तो. मोरलेस आप लोगों का नेचर ऑफ बिजनेस अगर पेपर को हटा दिया जाए तो सेम ही है. तो क्या फ़र्क है मीरपुर खास में और मेहरान शुगर में कि वो अच्छे प्रॉफिट्स बना रहा है जबकि आप लोग नहीं बना रहे, जबकि नेचर ऑफ बिजनेस मोरलेस सेम ही है.
No, इसमें for Mehran I would not like to comment because that's another listed company. Apart from that, if we talk about Mirpurkhas sugar mills, so Mirpurkhas sugar mill, if you are concerned as an individual company as a sugar operation, as I told you, कि इस क्वार्टर में भी हमने apart from that कि शुगर मिल के अंदर तो हमने तो अभी भी प्रॉफिट किया है, but the combined result along with the paper has taken us into a loss. As far as the sugar operations are concerned, as we speak today, we are one of the top recovery gainers in the mill. Our recovery the milling performance is concerned is up to the mark. And as far as the sugar export is concerned, the sugar export is being जो हमारे quota allocate होता है through the Sugar Mill Association and working with the Ministry of Industry. तो उससे अगर आप देखें तो we are very well माशाल्लाह balanced out. अगर आप देखो तो पहले क्वार्टर के अंदर हमने पेज नंबर 14 के ऊपर प्रॉफिट बिफोर टैक्स जो है वो शुगर का अगर आप देखें तो 352.25 मिलियन है और अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट जो कि हमारे पास पेपर में इज ओनली 3.5 मिलियन. सो यू कैन सी दैट द पेपर डिवीजन इज द डिवीजन that is not making the operational profit but just making the breakthrough or the break even at the moment. So your question regarding that Mehran and Mirpurkhas, so Mirpurkhas results are on page 14 as a sugar division, which clearly indicates its excellent performance as far as the sugar operations are concerned.
ओके सर, बाकी सर मेरा पेपर के रिलेटेड ही है सर. आपने अभी मेंशन किया था कि एक्सपोर्ट आप कर रहे हैं पेपर यूई के, तो कौन सी काइंड है ये, ऑफसेट पेपर है या कोई और पेपर्स हैं, अगर ये बता सकें. और सेकेंडली सर जो आप नया प्रोजेक्ट लेकर आ रहे हैं पल्प वाला, उसके अंदर आपने यही कहा शायद ना कि 500 मिलियन रुपीज़ का कैपेक्स है ये टोटल रिक्वायर्ड है ना. तो सर मुझे ये मालूम करना था कि पल्प इस वक्त आप कौन सा अनब्लीच क्राफ्ट पल्प यूज़ कर रहे हैं, हार्डवुड यूज़ कर रहे हैं और वो किस तरह से रिप्लेस होगा, थोड़ा इसके बारे में बता दें. और थर्डली है ना वेस्ट पेपर की अगर इम्पोर्टेड और लोकल प्राइसेस क्या है वो भी बता दें.
थैंक यू सर. इसमें नंबर वन बात ये है कि हमने मिडिल ईस्ट इसमें ऑफसेट पेपर तो खैर कोई चीज नहीं होती है. देयर आर काइंड्स ऑफ पेपर एज आई एक्सप्लेन्ड अर्लियर कि अपने फ्लोटिंग है, लाइनर है, टेस्ट लाइनर है, क्राफ्ट लाइनर है. तो वी आर एक्सपोर्टिंग फ्लोटिंग एज वेल एज टेस्ट लाइनर to the Middle East at the moment, but in small quantity. We expect that we continue to develop the market और hopefully इंशाल्लाह अगर ये बढ़ती है तो it will be a better area because जितनी भी export होती है advance में होती है, so it improves our helps improves our cash flow movement overall liquidity of the company. जहाँ तक पल्प प्रोजेक्ट की बात है, मैंने आपको बताया कि ये पल्प प्रोजेक्ट जो है तकरीबन 65% of the total import, 65 to 70% of the total imports को replace करेगा because of the fiber, virgin fiber. So this is something which is not we are doing in the market. All the big players in the industry are doing it. This is a very normal technology के wheat से pulp को बनाया जाता है और it is being put as a part of the fiber along with the imported as well as पल्प की जो टर्मिनोलॉजी है ना, ये ब्लीच और अनब्लीच, ये स्पेसिफिक ड्राइड पल्प की टेक्नोलॉजी है जो टर्मिनोलॉजी आप यूज कर रहे हैं। पल्प किसी भी चीज को हम कार्टन को खरीद कर उसको भी एजिटेटर्स में डाल देते हैं, वो भी पल्प बन जाता है। तो बेसिकली ब्लीच या अनब्लीच पल्प जो होता है, इट इज ऑल अबाउट द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द फाइबर. So we are not using any unbleached or bleached pulp. We are using the pulp that we make either from imported OCC or local OCC.
और थर्ड वन वेस्ट पेपर की प्राइसेस अगर बता सके तो।
So waste paper की prices, it all varies between, there is a big variation. It's from, it start from 40, it goes up to 60-65 rupees per kg, and import जो है it also is from 60 to 90 rupees a kg. So it all depends upon the market, upon the rainy season, upon the shopping season. Import हो या local हो, सारी चीजों के ऊपर जो है ना वो चीजें बनती हैं. The quality of OCC in Pakistan is very poor. Multiple time recycling होती है. So that is the reason most of the bigger industries in Pakistan producing paper, they either they try to import it to make the quality paper, or they have their own pulping units.
ओके, और सर बोर्ड के अंदर में आप कुछ भी मैन्युफैक्चर नहीं करते ना? डुप्लेक्स
नहीं,
बोर्ड हो
board
गया
is
या
not-
कोरुगेटेड बोर्ड हो गया?
नहीं, this is not the line of our business.
ओके, थैंक यू सर।
Okay, thank you, Akhil. So there are a couple of questions in the chat box. Let me read those out. First question is, government intends to enforce 130 rupees per kg price of sugar in Ramadan. What is the cost price of sugar for your mill? What is the future outlook of sugar prices as the crops in India and Brazil are not that great? Ji, sir.
Again, as far as the government prices are concerned, government has all the power to do anything, but I don't see that the prices, the mills are already part of the process. They facilitate the government during the Ramadan. So there is a request of the government to facilitate the individual customers that we have been doing in the past. We will do in the future as well, putting up Bachat Bazaar, putting up the stalls. This is not something new. So that is the answer to that question. As far as the India and Brazil are concerned, considering the shortage, Pakistan is not going to have an export. So considering that scenario, whatever goes in India and Brazil does not impact us, although India has a shorter crop as well. So as out, as we speak in the market, India is the biggest buyer as well, and they are buying sugar at a significant premium in the market. As we have heard that India is paying out $75 to $100 a ton to get its shortage recovered, because it is one of the largest consumers in the world.
Right. So there's another question. Okay. What will be the guidance on Unicol for this year? Has ethanol pricing increased, and how are sugar operations going?
I think it's too premature to say anything. Unicol is a separate company. We get the results as a part of the JV, and whatever will be reflective in the next quarter, it will be reported in the company financial statement. It's too early to comment on anything that is a separate, different company, and it's not. We are as a shareholder, so we depict the results as required under the law. As part, these results are formed and part of the financial statement.
Right. So this question pertains to the overall costing. So what steps the company is taking to optimize cost?
The company is taking all the steps to improve its costing as far as the energy efficiency is concerned, as far as the steam consumption is concerned, as far as the electricity consumed per ton kilowatt hour of sugar in paper is concerned. We have it is a reflection that the value of bagasse saved or the value or the number of kilowatt hour used to produce a ton of paper, these are reflected in the numbers that are presented in the financial statements. As far as the implementation side of good cost regimes and power management concerns, we have consultant on board. We have technical engineers that work with us on a year-round basis to improve these areas where we can reduce the cost in sugar as well as in the paper.
Okay.
In addition to that, we also have invited a Chinese engineer from the paper mill to improve the cost effectiveness as well as the quality of the paper. He's been working with us for the last couple of months, and he'll continue to work with us for a few more months to improve the quality as well as the operational efficiency.
Right.
I think
So-
all the questions have been answered. Thank you.
Okay. What is the proportion of retail consumer sales in the overall sugar sales?
There is no retail sales by the company.
All right. Right. So we have got two raised hands. One is Abdul Wahab, MCB Funds. I think we shall take him first. Ji Abdul Wahab sir.
We cannot hear anything.
Abdul Wahab, you're not audible.
Can we take the next question, please?
Sure. It's by Mukeet sir. So if you allow, उनके जो remaining questions we can address those.
Sure, why not?
Oh, okay. Ji Abdul Mukeet. Mukeet.
थैंक यू अगेन तो सर जस्ट वन लास्ट क्वेश्चन वो ये कि जो शुगर इंडस्ट्री की ओवरऑल सेल्स है वो आई बिलीव इनिशियल टारगेट ये था कि 6.6 मिलियन टन इस साल प्रोड्यूस करेंगे बट गिवन द डेटा कंपनी हैज़ पब्लिश्ड ऑफ फर्स्ट क्वार्टर अराउंड 25 to 30% का डिक्लाइन देखा गया है प्रोडक्शन में सो डू यू हैव एनी एस्टिमेट्स के बाय द एंड ऑफ द सीजन क्या प्रोडक्शन होगी शुगर की और लास्ट ईयर इन्वेंट्री कितनी पड़ी हुई थी एंड ऑल दीज वुड बी सफिशिएंट टू मीट द लोकल शुगर डिमांड उस पर थोड़ा सा अपना व्यू शेयर करते हैं थैंक यू सो मच सर दिस इज द ओनली क्वेश्चन आई हैव
Thank you, Muksab. First of all, Muksab, as I have mentioned in my sugar division briefing, there has been an overall दो चीजों ने शुगर प्रोडक्शन को इम्पैक्ट किया है. One is the yield, that means per hectare production or per hectare malt production. Number two is the recovery of sucrose content from the sugar cane. So जो overall production है, that is you're right about that. The country has a holistic view that there is going to be a 15-20% overall reduction in the sugar as compared to last year. So the Sugar Advisory Board has had several meetings, and they are in the process of analyzing and making an estimate what a better number would be as far as the total overall production is concerned. So as the sugar is still being produced and continue to be produced in Punjab in the month of March as well, so it's too early to say what would be the finalized number, but definitely as a professional, we would see that it would be at least 15 to 20% lower as compared to the numbers of the production last year. That will definitely put a pressure on the market. As far as the opening stock is concerned, after the export still there was 400,000 left. So I believe that the country would have enough sugar to meet its requirements.
Right. So Abdul Wahab Saab has just sent his question. So he's asking, sugarcane procurement started with 425 and currently is above 600. So till now, what is the average sugarcane procurement cost?
I have answered that question earlier as well, that somewhere, a lot of cost and a lot of transportation related to sugarcane payments are still going on. But we expect that the sugarcane cost would somewhere be between 440 to 455, 60 rupees somewhere.
Right. And last question by Akhil. He's asking whether the company produces craft paper.
The company does produce craft paper if there is a requirement by any specific mill in the market. It has produced and it has supplied to many of its customers, but not said craft paper. It's a different craft paper.
Right. So since there are no further questions and we have almost reached our scheduled time, I think we can conclude the session now. Okay.
Thank you very much.
And
thank you for all the participants and shareholders and various institutions that have participated today. We have also like to appreciate all the people who have asked the questions. Hope we have satisfied them fully regarding the company operations and the future that the company intends to carry on forward. Thank you very much and have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you all. Thank you.